Story. A wife's controversial testimony in her own murder trial. A Wisconsin court is allowing letters from a murdered woman to be used as evidence that points the finger at her own husband. ABC's Mary Fulginiti joins us live from L.A. with more. Mary.
Good morning, Diane. Julie Jensen told a friend, a neighbor, and even the police that she thought her husband was trying to poison her. But instead of leaving him, she stayed. And instead of confronting him, she put her fears in writing for the police. Her words are now coming back to haunt her husband, who's on trial for her murder.
Julie Jensen, in a chilling prophecy of her own death, wrote in the letter she gave to her neighbor, "I pray I'm wrong and nothing happens, but I am suspicious of Mark's suspicious behaviors and fear for my early demise." She told the neighbor she thought her husband was plotting to kill her and to give the letter to the police if anything should happen. Now her husband Mark is on trial for her murder, and Julie's words echo in the courtroom from beyond the grave.
If anything happens to me, he would be my first suspect. Our relationship has deteriorated to the polite, superficial.
It's extraordinarily rare in any murder case for the jury to hear the words of the victim herself.
We're doing what Julie requested us to do in the letter. If there's any question about my death, please look to Mark.
Julie and Mark lived with their two sons in idyllic Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. But in December 1998, Mark reportedly found his wife dead in their home. It wasn't until over 3 years later that police charged him with first-degree murder.
You have the successful husband, you've got the beautiful wife, and you've got these two adorable little kids, and they all seem to have this sort of perfect life. And then prosecutors come up with this homicide charge, and everybody, how could this happen?
Police say Mark poisoned his wife with ethylene glycol, commonly found in antifreeze. But it took over 5 years of legal wrangling for Julie's letter to be admissible in court. Beyond-the-grave accusations are rarely allowed because they deny a defendant the constitutional right to confront the accuser. The case went all the way to the Wisconsin State Supreme Court.
What can she do? She's in fear of her life. What can we do to protect that evidence?
The justices created new case law allowing for the introduction of Julie's words into evidence.
And then assigned Julie Jensen.
Her words are so critical and so contested in this case. Ultimately, it will be for the jury to determine whether they believe her when she said that she thought her husband was trying to kill her.
At the trial, which has just begun, the defense dismissed the letter as smoke and mirrors. They claimed Julie's death was a suicide, something Julie herself denied on paper.
I would never take my life because of my kids. They are everything to me. My life's greatest love, accomplishment, and wish.
Now her family's greatest wish is that even in death, her final message will be heard.
We hope the truth speaks for itself, loud and clear.
What makes this case so controversial is the accusatory content of Julie's letters and statements. In essence, she's saying, if I die, my husband did it. And trials are usually based, Diane, on facts, not predictions or speculation. And defendants usually have the right to confront their accusers at trial.
And does this open the way for more of this kind of testimony, though, this so-called testimony?
Oh, absolutely, Diane, especially in this particular state. And in homicide cases, it could open the door to victim statements coming in at trial, victims who obviously are unavailable and not able to take the stand and testify under oath and be subject to cross-examination. So it is an issue that experts say will definitely be the main issue on appeal if Mark Jensen is convicted.
All right,
Diane.
Thanks to you, Mark, and Mary, and what a haunting voice